Welcome to another Flutter form tutorial. In today's episode, let's learn how to work with drop-down widgets in Flutter. So in Flutter, you can create drop-down UI by using the drop-down button on the drop-down form field widget. The drop-down widget is a material design button that allows a user to select one item from a predefined list of options. It displays the current select item and a down arrow that opens a menu to show the select available options. So you can use one of the following widgets, the drop-down button and the drop-down form field widget. Use the drop-down button when you don't need a form widget as a parent, and use the drop-down button form widget when you are working with a form widget and you also want automatically to manage its state and also display validation errors. So in this episode, let's keep using the same app as we've been using throughout this tutorial series. So let's go inside of this page and create a new file, and you can name this dropdown underscore page dot dart. Then let's select the option to work with stateful widget, change the name to be dropdown page, and now let's create a page using the scaffolding widget. So we can come right here, open this form page, and then copy these properties right here for the app bar widget. Let's come right here, paste it, and then comment this option. Then change the name right here to be dropdown widget. After that, let's call the body property. Here, let's call a container widget so we can add a margin to the items inside of our page. So call the margin property, call the edgeLiset.symmetric, and then call the horizontal property with a value of 16. Then call the child property, and this will be a column widget. So let's define the main X alignment and then the cross X alignment for this column widget. So for the main X alignment, the value will be center, and then for the cross X alignment, the value will be stretch. Then call the children property. So here, I first want to add a row widget. Call the children property for this row widget. Here we'll have a constant text widget. And then for the text, the value will be select one option. Give a comma and then add a constant size box widget. Call the width property and the value will be 10. Add a comma right here. And here we can call our drop down button widget. Let's hover over it. You will see we will have to require a list of drop down menu item, and this item will expect a type as well as this drop down button itself. We also need to provide right here the value. This will be the default value selected. We also have this require onChange callback. So right here for this onChange callback method, we need to provide a nullable type. You can see right here. So for this episode, let's use the type as a string. So this will be a nullable string and you can call this value. And then inside of this method, we can call the setState to update the value that we'll get in right here. And then for these items, first of all, we need to create a list of options that we want to display for these items. So let's come right here inside of this drop-down page state. Let's call a final, and the type will be a list of type string. And by using this list, we are able to create the drop-down menu items. So call this, make it private and call this option list. This will be equal to our list. And here for each option, let's call this one option 1, option 2, and so on. So notice right here, each option has to be unique, otherwise we'll get an error inside of this drop-down item. So here we can call right here our list and do a dot, and we have this method from dot mapping. This mapping will allow us to iterate over this list and then return a new list. We also need to provide an argument for each option. So let's call this one option and then use an arrow function, and let's call the drop down menu item. Here you need to provide the child property and also the value property. So for the value, this will be equal to the option as we get in for the argument. And for the child, you can use a text widget. And here, just call the option. So now we need to do a toList. So we are able to return a list of drop-down menu items in this case. So here you can constrain this one to be string. So now let's create a new local variable for getting the option that the user selects, so we are able to display back to the user. So this will be of type string. You can make this one late and call this option. And this will be equal to our option list dot first. So we are setting the default value to be first item inside of this list. So come right here, call the option. This will be equal to the value, and then add exclamation mark and add a semicolon. So here, call the value property, and let's assign this to our option variable right here. So with this all in place, add a comma right here. So now we need to call a constant size box again. But now let's use the height property, and the value will be 10. Add a comma right here, and now let's display back to the select option by using a text widget. For the text, let's do the select option is, and then do a string interpolation using the option variable right here. After that, let's align our text at center by using the text alignment enum with the value of center. And now let's apply some styles to it. So let's define the font size with the value of 18, add a comma, and then the font weight with the value of bold. So save everything. Now let's call our widget inside of this main.dart. So import your statement, save everything. So now let's come right here and let's wrap this one with an expanded widget. Let's also wrap this one with expanded widget. And then let's call the main X alignment with the value of space between. So save everything. So now if you want to expand this drop down menu, you can come right here. Let's call this is expanded with the value of true. And you will see a gap between the option label and this down arrow option right here. So now select on it. You can see we now are able to select the different option inside of this drop down menu. So this is how we can work with drop down button. Now let's say we had a form right here and you want to display a drop down. So you can come right here, just call the drop down button form field. Will have the same properties, but also will have access to this validator function right here. So we can do a condition and then check right here if the value is equal to null or the value is empty. We can display a string back to the user displaying an error. So return a string, and the message will be you must select one option. Otherwise, you can return null. We can also apply decoration by call the decoration property. This will take the input to decoration. So we can call right here the label text and add a label to it. So let's say for the text, this will be option or option actually. And then we can also add borders to it by using this outline input to border. So add a comma right here, save everything. So now you can see we have a border and the label to our drop down menu. So this is it for this video. This is how we can add drop down options in Flutter. You can use these widgets right here, DropdownFormField or DropdownButton, to add a drop down option in Flutter. So this is it. If you find this video useful, give a like and also subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get notification when new videos are coming out. This is it. See you on the next one.